Hello everybody, good to be with you and to be part of your worship today on this third Sunday of Easter. And I wonder how you are bearing up. I suspect that for many of you, certainly some of you, there will have been loss and grief having drawn near in recent weeks to you. And if that is the case, then please know that the Lord is near also to you, and that he is close to the brokenhearted and with us in the midst of our fears and in each situation. We're thinking today about that mysterious but glorious resurrection appearance of Christ along the Emmaus Road, and you may have heard already the passage or read it in Luke 24, our gospel reading for today. I'm just going to read you the last verse of that passage as it's usually read. The disciples were saying, "The Lord has risen indeed, and he has appeared to Simon." Then they told what had happened on the road and how he had been made known to them in the breaking of bread. Well, like most of you, I suspect, I'm spending rather less time on the roads now than I was 6 weeks ago. I was driving, I reckon, around 3 hours a day around Wiltshire hitherto, and all that has stopped. But I'm seeing the roadside in a new way because, of course, we're allowed out for our one allotted excursion for exercise each day, and I walk up the A4 and round to Clapford and around the lanes back there. But the roadside has become familiar to me in a new way. Usually I'm just zooming through it and taking in the bigger picture and the broad sweep of the roads. But here I'm now seeing the unfurling of the cow parsley and the vivid translucent green of new leaves as they break open at the on the hedges and the verges. And so the roadside and each turn and each slight incline is becoming more familiar to me. The road is often seen as a sort of non-place, a pause simply between appointments. But actually a lot of our thinking gets done on journeys. We need those margins, don't we, between places. And often much of our best thinking and talking and considering takes place on the road. And it is on the road to Emmaus that these disciples are, and they're reflecting. They're doing what we all do on the road, which is working out what just went on there. Did that actually happen? How do we feel about that? And of course, Christ incognito draws alongside them. Emmaus is a village 7 miles from Jerusalem. So probably about the same distance as here to Devizes, Marlborough to Devizes. So imagine walking along the A4, and this is the kind of route and the kind of length of journey that we're talking about here. And they were trying to put together the broken pieces of their picture of Jesus, which had been blown apart by the events of Good Friday. And now they're amazed by reports they've heard that he's been seen. And so they've been cast down and every hope has been grounded and pulled apart, really. But now here they are, wondering what on earth is going on, literally, what on earth, what has happened here? And that's what they say to this stranger who asks them, "Tell me what's gone on here in recent days." And they say, "You a stranger?" The word they actually use is paroikes, which is parishioner, which then meant stranger, not a belonger. "Are you a stranger that you don't know what's going on here in this place?" And Jesus sort of feigns ignorance and says, "Oh, you tell me. And the telling of Jesus, what's been happening here, is key to them being able to see him in their place. And as he reflects those events back to them through the words of Scripture, they are able then to see him in his risen life before them. And as he breaks bread, that they suddenly have their eyes opened in that remarkable moment. So the walking and the talking is part of their being able to see the Lord with them. He's unscrambling their coded experience through his interpretation of the scriptures. And as soon as he appears, of course, there is this flash of perception as Jesus is evident to them, like the bright colour of a kingfisher along the river. You suddenly see, and then he's gone. As soon as he's been evident to them, he's disappeared. It goes beyond words, doesn't it, what they've experienced. And with fresh feet and inflated hearts, they dash back to Jerusalem. What's been happening to you on the road, I wonder, in these times? What has drawn near to you? What has taken place, literally, that has changed your life? Some of you, as I said at the beginning, might have had your lives pulled apart in some way, and you are longing to see the hope and the light of Christ in that situation, in that impossible circumstance. Others of you will simply be, I say simply, but you will be feeling the isolation in new ways and keenly wondering what this is like for those you care about most. Whatever your situation and mine, alongside each of us, the risen Christ draws this Easter. And he asks us to tell him what's been going on. This is our opportunity in prayer to say, Lord, it's like this. This is how it feels. This is how it is. This is how it appears. And it's often quite easy for us to think, well, he knows, so why would I need to tell him? Which is exactly the way it is in this story. They don't know that he's God, but they can't believe that anybody doesn't know what's happening here. And we might want to imagine Jesus saying to us, come on, you tell me. I do know, it was me, I was there at the centre of it, but you tell me, because you're telling me what has happened here and how it is for you is crucial for you being able to see me with you. Tell me what has happened to you. And in that moment, we may see in a new way, perceive with the eyes of the heart perhaps, the presence of God, the warming knowledge of his presence before us. That is my prayer for you this day, that you may know the Lord is with you, and you may too have your own report of that encounter and that experience. So God bless you as you go forth in all your ways this week. Amen.